The sky has always been the first book. Before letters, before numbers, before the wheel, humanity looked up and asked the only questions that ever mattered. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the pattern hiding beneath the chaos of a life? Tonight, we study the oldest answer humanity ever wrote, astrology. Not the tidy little horoscope in the back of a magazine. The real thing. A 4,000-year-old symbolic language, a living geometry of meaning, written in the positions of the planets at the precise moment of your first breath. This is the advanced course. We will leave the zodiac memes at the door. We will go deeper, into declination and the nodes, into harmonics and midpoints, into the geometry of relationship and the esoteric architecture of the soul. This is not fortune-telling. Fortune-telling asks what will happen to you. Astrology, real astrology, asks who you are becoming. Here is the map of the journey. We begin with the cosmic blueprint, the foundations that most courses skip. Then the 12 signs, not as stereotypes, but as living archetypes with shadow sides. The planets, the inner orchestra and the transpersonal tides. The houses, the wheel of life itself. The aspects, the hidden geometry that makes a chart breathe. Then the great art. Synthesis, reading a whole chart the way a conductor reads a symphony. From there, the techniques of time, transits, progressions, and solar returns. Then the astrology of two souls, synastry and composite charts. And finally, the deepest layer, esoteric astrology, the soul's journey through the stations of the zodiac. Understand this before we begin. You were born at a particular moment, and that moment was a sky. This is the story of that sky, and of what it can teach you about the shape of your own becoming. Every civilization that ever looked up eventually drew the same circle. The zodiac is not a random belt of stars. It is the ecliptic, the apparent path of the sun across the sky, the stage on which the great cosmic drama of light and time unfolds. But the advanced student knows the blueprint is far richer than a flat ring of 12 signs. Consider declination. The planets do not move along the ecliptic like beads on a wire. They climb above it and dive below it, like ships rising and falling on a vast celestial ocean. Declination measures that north-south journey, and it is one of the most ignored, and most potent, tools in the entire tradition. A planet that strays beyond the sun's own extreme latitude is called out of bounds. It behaves like a renegade, brilliant, unconventional, impossible to fence in. Someone with an out-of-bounds moon does not merely feel deeply, they feel beyond the known limits of feeling itself. Then there are the lunar nodes, the points where the moon's path crosses the ecliptic. The nodes are not bodies, they are thresholds, mathematical ghosts with a karmic reputation. The south node marks the territory we have already mastered, the comfort zone of the past. The north node points toward the unfamiliar ground the soul agreed to learn in this lifetime. Where the nodes fall, time itself seems to bend, the past pulls, the future calls. And here is a subtlety that changes everything: sect. In classical astrology, every chart is either a day chart or a night chart, depending on whether the sun stood above or below the horizon at birth. Sect is the first dignity a planet possesses. In a day chart, the sun and Jupiter are the natural allies. In a night chart, the moon and Venus take the throne. The sect light is the chart's ruling lamp, the source of its warmth. Read a chart without asking which sect it belongs to, and you are reading with one eye closed. Finally, the deepest foundation. The elements and modes are not decorative categories, they are physics. Fire is the energy of ignition, earth, the physics of form, air, the physics of relation, water, the physics of memory. And the modes, cardinal, fixed, mutable, are the grammar of action, initiation, preservation, and transformation. All of this composes a blueprint, not a destiny, a design. The ancient astrologer Ptolemy said it best: the stars incline, they do not compel. The blueprint is drawn, the building is yours to build. The 12 signs are not 12 different kinds of people. They are 12 faces of one consciousness, 12 rooms in a single house, and every soul contains all of them. The wheel of the zodiac is a spiral of becoming, from the first spark to the final ocean. Aries ignites the journey, the archetype of the pioneer, the divine impulse that says I am. Its gift is courage, the raw nerve of the universe. Its shadow is impulse, the fire that burns the hand before it warms the home. Taurus follows, the patient embodiment of being. Its gift is presence, the sacred stillness that lets things ripen. Its shadow is possession, holding so tightly to the good that the good becomes a cage. Gemini is the eternal conversation, curiosity as a spiritual discipline. Its shadow is fragmentation, the mind that collects everything and commits to nothing. Cancer holds the tide of feeling, nurture as the root of all civilization. Its shadow is the smother, love that protects so fiercely it prevents the beloved from ever leaving home. Leo is the radiant heart, the self is art, joy is a duty. Its shadow is vanity, the light that forgets it was borrowed. Virgo brings the sacred discrimination, service, precision, the alchemy of detail. Its shadow is the inner critic, the perfectionist who can never be forgiven. Libra is the scales of the soul, relationship as the path of justice, beauty as harmony made visible. Its shadow is the people pleaser, who trades authenticity for applause. Scorpio is the deep, intimacy, power, and the courage to die and be reborn. Its shadow is control, the grip that strangles what it refuses to trust. Sagittarius is the archer of meaning, vision, faith, the horizon forever widening. Its shadow is dogma, the arrow that mistakes its own target for the whole sky. Capricorn is the mountain, mastery, structure, the patience of stone. Its shadow is severity, the ruler who has forgotten why the kingdom exists. Aquarius is the water-bearer of the future, freedom, genius, the lightning of the collective mind. Its shadow is detachment, the revolutionary who loves humanity but cannot bear one particular human. And Pisces closes the circle, compassion, imagination, the dissolution of the self into the sea of all being. Its shadow is the escape, the dream that becomes an anesthetic. Here is the secret of the advanced reading. No sign is the villain of its own story. Each shadow is a gift under anesthesia. The work of a life is not to become your sun sign, it is to become all 12, consciously, in the right order, at the right time. The wheel is not a category. It is a curriculum. If the signs are the costumes and the houses are the stage, the planets are the actors, the living functions of the psyche, the gods of the inner sky. The advanced astrologer reads them in 3 layers. The first layer is the personal orchestra, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The sun is your essential radiance, the archetype of the hero, the life force that says this is who I am becoming. The moon is your instinctive animal, memory, need, the tide that carries the past into the present. Mercury is the messenger, how you learn, how you speak, how the mind makes sense of the world. Venus is the magnet, what you love, what you value, the music of attraction. Mars is the blade, desire, will, the courage to move against resistance. Between these and the outer planets stand the 2 social bodies. Jupiter, the great expander, meaning, faith, luck as the reward of vision, and Saturn, the great refiner, time, structure, and the beloved teacher who asks, what have you actually built? Then come the transpersonal tides, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are not personal planets, they are generational weather, the slow music of the collective unconscious. Uranus electrifies, revolution, insight, the lightning bolt that shatters what is false. Neptune dissolves, imagination, mysticism, longing, and the fog in which we either find the divine or lose ourselves. Pluto transforms, death and rebirth, power, the underground fire that forces evolution whether we consent or not. Now the deep water, dignity and debility. Each planet has a home, the sign it rules, where its energy flows like a fish in water. Each has an exaltation, the sign where it shines at its most luminous. Each has a detriment and a fall, the signs where it struggles, where its gifts are tested into wisdom. A planet in its domicile acts with authority. A planet in fall acts with humility, and humility, rightly used, becomes its own kind of power. And retrograde? When a planet appears to move backward, its energy turns inward. A retrograde Mercury thinks in spirals. A retrograde Mars fights with patience. The ancients feared retrograde as a curse. The advanced student knows it is simply a different mode of working. The interior workshop where the planet learns its craft before the world ever sees it. Remember this. The planets are not objects out there. They are functions in here. The sky is a mirror of the psyche, and the psyche, a sky. When you meet a person's Mars, you are meeting their fire. When you meet their Saturn, you are meeting their mountain. Learn the gods, and you learn the people.